Now, hello students. Now we are discuss tricks to find out hybridization of the central atom in the given whatever the molecule are given or whatever compound is to be given. So, in order to find out the hybridization of the given molecule, the two important things we require. The first that the any suppose you have to find out the hybridization of the carbon in the methane. So, when you find out the hybridization of the methane, so we are actually find out the hybridization of the carbon, which is central atom of the methane molecules. Okay. So, in order to find out the hybridization of the carbon, we require two important things. The first, number of atoms attached to the central atom. The central atom is a carbon. That carbon is attached to how many number of atoms that we require. And the second, the number of lone pair of that atom. So, this carbon atom has a lone pair of electron, and if lone pair of electron are there, then how many number of lone pair of electron are there? So the sum of these two value will be used the trick to find out the hybridization of the hybridization. If the number of atom attached to the central atom and the number of lone pair of electron of that atom, if the sum is a 2, then the sum of the number of the atom attached to the central atom and lone pair and the lone pair of atom these two the sum of this value is a 2, then the hybridization is sp. If this value is a 3, the hybridization is sp3. It is a 4, it is sp3. 2 has a sp, 3 has a sp2, 4 sp3, 5 sp3d, 6 sp3d2, and the 7 sp3d3. So like this way we can write its hybridization. Okay. So let us consider the example. So now we'll consider very common and simple example, the same as the methane. Okay. So when you consider the methane, now in methane the carbon is a central atom, and that central atom is attached to the number of atom attached are 4. So number of atom attached are the 4. Plus we require the lone pair. So this is number of atom attached plus we require the lone pair of electron. So how you find out the lone pair of electron? In order to find out the lone pair of electrons, we have to consider the carbon. Now carbon is a group 14 elements. Now we know that group 14 elements have 4 valence electron. How many valence electron are there? Group 14 elements have the 4 valence electron, and all these valence electron are utilized to bonded with the hydrogen. The 4 and 4 electrons are involved in the formation of the bond with the hydrogen, that is CH, like this way. The carbon is bonded with the 4 hydrogen and 4 valence electron are involved, so it has a no lone pair of electron because all are engages. Okay. So lone pair of electron in carbon group 14 are it has a 4 valence electron. So as carbon 14 has a 4 valence electron, so it has a 0 lone pair. So we can say that lone pairs here are 0. So the number of atom attached to the central atom are 4. So this is a 4, and the lone pair of electron are 0, and the sum of these two value, that is a 4 plus 0 is a 4, and as the total value is a 4, it has a sp3 hybridization. So carbon is a sp3 hybridization, and as it is sp3 hybridization, it has a geometry as a tetrahedral. We know that sp3 hybridized molecule has a tetrahedral geometry. Okay. Now second, suppose you consider example is a ammonia. Suppose we consider example is a ammonia. Okay. Now in ammonia, the number of atom attached to the central atom are the 3. The number of atom attached to the central atom nitrogen are the 3. Now we have to find out the lone pair. Okay. So what are the lone pairs? So how you find out the lone pairs? In order to find out the lone pair, we have to check that nitrogen is a group 15 elements. Okay. And group 15 elements has 5 valence electron. V means valence electron. It has a 5 valence electron. So out of the 5 valence electrons, the 3 are required. Out of the 5 valence electron, the 3 are engaged in forming the bond with the nitrogen. So how many remains are there? So there are the 2 electrons are remain. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2 electrons are remain, and 2 electrons nothing but the one lone pair. One lone pair. So how many are nitrogen is attached to? 3 atoms and one lone pair. So 3 plus 1 is a 4. So again ammonia can show sp3 hybridization. Lone pair. I again repeat. So when you consider example of ammonia, in ammonia nitrogen is attached to 3 hydrogen. So 3 plus nitrogen is a group 15 elements. It has a 5 valence electron. Out of the 5 valence electron, 3 are busy with forming the bond with the hydrogen, and therefore 5 minus 3, that 2 electrons are remain. And so how many are there? So 2 electrons, nothing but the one lone pair. So 3 plus 1, that is a 4, and the sum of 1 and 2 is a 4. So 4, it again show that ammonia is a type of sp3 hybridized. Okay. Now let us consider example number 3 as water. Now look at. So water, the oxygen is bonded with how many? So oxygen is bonded with the 2. So 2 is the number of atom to which oxygen is attached. Now we have to find out the lone pair. So in order to find out the lone pair, oxygen is a group 16 element. Remember, we must know that the elements is belong to which group. Okay. So it is a group 16 elements. So at its group 16 element, it has a 6 valence electron. It has a 6 valence electron. And as it has a 6 valence electron, so 6 minus 2. So how many are there? 4 valence electron. 4 means 2 lone pair. 4 means 2 lone pair. So total the sum is here 2 plus lone pair is 2. So 2 plus 2 is again 4. So remember, water is an also example of sp3 hybridization, because it has a 2 bond pair and 2 lone pair. So total figure is a 4. So like this way. Okay. Now let us consider the example. Now let us consider example number 4. So when you consider the example number 4, suppose you consider a very common and simple example as a BeCl2. You consider example BeCl2. Now look at what happened in BeCl2. Boron. The number of atoms is attached to boron are 2. Okay, 2 plus, we have to find out the lone pair. So again, beryllium chloride, not boron, beryllium chloride. So beryllium is a group first element. Beryllium is a group second element, not a first element. Beryllium is a group second element. Okay. So as it is a group second element, it has a 2 valence electron. As it has a 2 valence electron, both the valence electron are busy in forming the bond with the chlorine. So 2 plus, it has a 0 lone pair. It has a 0 lone pair. As it has a 0 lone pair, so 2 plus 0 is a 2. So it is a type of sp hybridized. So BeCl2 an example of sp hybridized molecule. Okay. Next, example number 5. BF3, boron trifluoride. Now look at, again the number of atoms are 3 plus we have to find out the lone pair. So in order to find out the lone pair, boron is group 13 elements. Okay. So it has a 3 valence electron. All the 3 valence electron are busy in forming the bond with the fluorine. So it has a 0 lone pair. So it has a 0 lone pair. As it has a 0 lone pair, so 3 plus 0 is a 3. So 3 means it is a sp2 hybridized. So it is an example of sp2 hybridized molecule. Okay. Now let us consider the next example. Example number 6. Now suppose you consider example as a PCl5. In PCl5, so number of atoms are 5. Plus we have to find out the lone pair. Phosphorus is a group 15 element. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. All are the example of group 15 elements. So group 15 elements has 5 valence electron. It has a 5 valence electron. So all the 5 valence electron are busy in forming the bond with the phosphorus. So it has a 0 lone pair. It has a 0 lone pair. So 5 plus 0 is a 5. Now when it is a 5, it is a type of sp3d type of the hybridized molecule. It is an example of sp3d type of the hybridized molecule. Now let us consider the example number 7, that is the SF6. SF6. Okay. Now in SF6, the central atom is a sulfur. It has attached to 6. Now we have to find out the lone pair. So in order to find out the lone pair, we have to again check sulfur. Sulfur is a group 16 element. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. O style say tipo. So we can consider the trick like this way. So it has a group 16 element, has a 6 valence electron. All the busy are in the forming the bond. So it has a 0 lone pair. So it has a 6 valence electron. So it all the busy in forming the bond with the fluoride. So it has a 0 lone pair, and therefore 6 plus 0 is a 6. Therefore 6 means it is a type of sp3d2. Look here, 3 plus 2 plus 1. So 6. So therefore it is a sp3d2 type of the hybridized molecule. Now let us consider the example number 8. Let us consider the example number 8, RF7. RF7. Okay. So in RF7, the number of atom attached are 7 plus iodine. Iodine is a group 17. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. It's a group 17 element. Remember, group 17 has a 7 valence electron. It has a how many valence electron? 7 valence electron. And all 7 valence electron are busy in forming the bond. So it has a 0 lone pair. So it has a 0 lone pair. So 7 plus 0 is a 7. So when it is a 7, it is a type of sp3d3 type of the hybridization. It has a type of the sp3d3 type of the hybridization. 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1. So like this way, it has a total sp-d orbital are 7. So it is a sp3d3 type of the example. Okay. Now let us consider the example as a xenon tetrafluoride. Next example, xenon tetrafluoride. Xenon. Okay. What happened in xenon? So number of atom attached are 4 plus we have to find out the lone pair. So xenon. So xenon is a helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Like this way. So it is a group 18. All are group 18. So xenon is a group 18 element. So 18 element has a 8 valence electron. Remember, it has a 8 valence electron. And out of the 8 valence electron, the 4 are used with the fluorines. Okay. So 8 minus 4. So how many were? There are the 4 electrons are remain. Now 4 electrons means 2 lone pair. One lone pair is made up of the 2 electrons. So 2 lone pair. It has a 2 lone pair. So 4 plus 2 is a 6. 6 means it is a sp3d2 type. Okay. So it is an example of sp3d2 type. Okay. Now we consider one more example. Example number 10. We consider one more example. Example number 10. XCOF4. XCOF4. Now consider this example again. So in XCO4, again the number of atom attached with the xenon are the 5 plus. Now we have to find out the valence electron. We have to find out the valence electron. So when we have to find out the valence electron, we have to consider the central atom is now xenon is a group 18 element. It has a 8 valence electron. Okay. So out of the 8 valence electron, the number of electrons used are, look here, when there is oxygen, be very careful because oxygen is a divalent and oxygen always form a double bond. Oxygen always form the double bond. So it is attached to 5 atoms, but total number of the electron used are 4 plus 2 are 6. Look here, I can repeat. Oxygen is a divalent. So when oxygen is bonded with the xenon, it is bonded with the double bond. So like this way, xenon double bond oxygen and the remaining are 4 fluorine. So like this way the bonding is there. So oxygen is bonded with the xenon with the double bond because oxygen is a divalent, fluorine is a monovalent. So we have to count the total number of electrons are 4 plus 2, these are the 6. So 8 minus 6 are 2. 2 means 1 lone pair. 2 means 1 lone pair. So therefore 5 plus 1, that is a 6. It is again sp3d2 type of the hybridized. Remember, so you may have the mistake here, so that you can clear. The next example is that XeO2F2. We go for the next example, XeO2F2. So again, the total number of the atom atoms are 4. Number of atom atoms are 4. Okay. Xenon. Xenon is a group 18 element. 18 element has 8 valence electron. So out of the 8 valence electron, this fluorine is a 2. One oxygen has a 2 electron. 2 oxygen has a 4. So number of electrons are used are 6. 2 plus 4, 6. So 8 minus 6 are 2. So again it has 1 lone pair. So as it has a 1 lone pair, so 4 plus 1, that is a 5. So 5 means it is a type of sp3d type of the hybridized molecules. So like this way you can remember or you can find out the correct hybridization of the molecule. Now let us consider some of the anions. Suppose we can consider as H3O plus, the hydronium ion. We have to find out the hybridization of the hydronium ion. In hydronium ion, oxygen is bonded with the 3 atom, 3 plus. Okay. Now, when there is a cation or anion, now oxygen is a group 16 element. Oxygen is a group 16 element. Group 16 element has a 6 valence electron. It has a 6 valence electron. So look at the total number of the electrons here available are not a 6 because it has a plus sign, means we have to remove the 1. So 6 minus 1. So therefore it has a deficiency of the 1 electron because it will be already donated and therefore it has acquired plus sign. So group oxygen is a group 16 element, it has a 6 valence electron but it has a plus sign. So therefore we have to make 1 minus. So the total number of electrons are 5. Okay. So out of the 5, the 3 are used with the hydrogen. So how many are remain? So 5 minus 3, that is a 2. 2 means 1 lone pair. So 3 plus 1 is a 4. So remember hydronium ion is a sp3 hybridized. Hydronium ion is a sp3 hybridized. Let us consider one more example, that is a ammonium ion. Let us consider example as a ammonium ion. Okay. So what happens? Similarly in ammonium ion, the number of atom atoms are 4. Nitrogen is a group 15 elements. It has a 5 valence electron. As it has a 5 valence electron, but in this ammonium ion, the total number of electrons, though it is nitrogen is a group 15 element, it has a 5 valence electron, but as it is a 5, it has a plus charge, we have to minus 1 because of plus charge. Same as here, we can minus 1. Similarly, we have to also minus 1. So total number of electrons are available are 4. They are not 5 because of it is a positive charge. So all 4 are busy with this. So 4 plus 0 is a 4. So it is again sp3 hybridized. Remember, this is also one of the important example. Now consider the next example, that is a SO4 minus 2 ion, a sulfate ion. Let's consider is a example of sulfate ion. Now sulfur is bonded with the group oxygen are 4. Okay, here. So now it is oxygen, sulfur is a group 16 elements. So it has a valence electron available are 6. Okay, but the here minus 2. So as it is a minus 2, it will be accepted and then you got it. So therefore you have to add. In the case of the plus, we have to subtract. In the case of the minus, we have to add. So total number of the valence electron is available are now not a 6, but they are the 8. Okay. So out of the 8, oxygen is a divalent. Okay, oxygen is a divalent and all are busy. Oxygen is a divalent and all are busy. 4 into 2, that is 8. So 8 valence electrons are busy in forming the bond with the sulfur. So it has a 0 lone pair. Remember, I can repeat. So though sulfur is a group 16 element, but it's a -2 charge, so 6 plus 2 is 8. It has 8 valence electron, and oxygen is a divalent. They are 4, so 4 into 2, 8, and 8 are busy in forming the bond, so it has a 0 lone pair. So sulfate 4 plus 0, that is 8 is 4. Remember, a sulfate ion is also an example of sp3 hybridized. Ammonium ion is also example of sp3 hybridized. Hydronium ion is also an example of sp3 hybridized. So like this way, we have to consider the hybridization of the central atom in the case of the given molecule. So in all these cases, we must know the number of valence electron, and in order to find out the number of valence electron, we must the location. The corresponding element is from which group. And we know that when you consider group first has 1 valence electron, group second has a 2 valence electron, group 13 has a 3 valence electron, group 14 has a 4 valence electron, group 15 has a 5 valence electron, group 16 has a 6 valence electron, group 17 has a 7 valence electron, and group 18 has a 8 valence electron. So like this way, you simply remember, and you remember the trick to consider the location of the element. And already I will be prepare the video on it, on this topic, that how you remember the element from which group. Okay, so you refer this and you solve the very common simple example, that is to find out the hybridization of the elements. You again remember, when I consider the sp hybridization, so sp hybridization, when I consider, it has a linear geometry. Okay, when I consider sp2 hybridization, it has a trigonal geometry. sp3 means tetrahedral geometry. sp3d means it has a trigonal pyramidal geometry. sp3d2 means it has a trigonal, so I write here, it has a linear geometry, it has a trigonal geometry, it has a tetrahedral geometry, it has a total 5, means it has a trigonal, bipyramidal, it has a octahedral geometry, and it has a pentagonal, bipyramidal geometry, remember. So like this way you can consider. Okay, so total are 2, so 2 are in the angle of like this way, so they are in this angle, so therefore it has a linear geometry. The 3 means like this way, it has a trigonal geometry. The 4, so 4 are arranged like this way, so it has a 109 angle, so it has a tetrahedral geometry. Trigonal bipyramidal, in the trigonal bipyramidal, this is a, suppose a trigonal, then it has a bipyramidal like this way, so it has a trigonal bipyramidal. So when you consider octahedral, so why it is called as octahedral? Though it is a 6, but it is called as octahedral because here when they are forming the molecules in which the 6 edges are in contact, so therefore it is called as octahedral. And next is the pentagonal bipyramidal. In the pentagonal bipyramidal, so this is a structure of the pentagonal bipyramidal. In pentagonal bipyramidal, like this way, so these are the pentagonal bipyramidal geometry. Okay, so like this way, depending upon the type of the hybridization, you can find out the geometry. Remember, the geometry and the shape, they are two different cases. Geometry and the shape, they are the two different cases. The shape is depend upon the type of the repulsion among the lone pair. So that will be decided later on. So like this way, you consider the type of hybridization and the geometry of the molecules. And also easy to find out the hybridization of the central atom. Okay, thank you.